So, anyways, next up is Stacy for the Yaquina Head Outstanding Natural Area for the BLM. I have to be the treasurer for Friends of Yaquina Lighthouse, and so we actually have a great working relationship with the BLM. And so, Stacy, let's turn this over to you now.
All right, thank you very much, and thanks for having me today. Happy Earth Day, everybody. I'm coming to you from the exhibit hall at the Interpretive Center here at Yaquina Head, which turns out is a little spooky alone at night. So you'll have to let me know if there's like a ghost in the background or something while I'm talking. But anyways, it seems like a lot of us tuning in and who have contributed today are locals, but some of you may have never been to Yaquina Head before. Either way, I think that Earth Day provides us with a really good opportunity to kind of reminisce about what it is that we love about the natural world. So I'd like us to kind of go on that walk together today and sort of talk about some of our favorite nature experiences, maybe that happen right here at Yaquina Head, with a couple of pictures as well. So for those of you who are new to Yaquina Head, have never been here before, it's just a small 100-acre park, a couple miles north of Newport. And even though it is small, it receives almost 500,000 visitors per year. So some good reasons for that, like the lighthouse. We have Oregon's tallest lighthouse here. And aside from being just a really beautiful building, it's got a lot of significance. This is a working lighthouse, and it has been working for the last 146 years, protecting those sailors out at sea. So I think most visitors who come to Yaquina Head leave with a greater appreciation for this building and for the humans who have stayed here to protect it for all of that time, which is a really kind of enriching experience. But because it is Earth Day, it's worth it to talk about all of the amazing nature opportunities that we see here too. For example, if you were to go down to Cobble Beach during low tide, you will be greeted by some amazing, pristine tide pools. You might see some animals like this. You can walk right up to things like urchins and anemones and get to gently touch them and get these really up close and personal wildlife experiences with some pretty bizarre looking animals, which is really, really good time. But another great thing that I love about Yaquina Head is that it's very seasonal. So no matter what time of year you come to the park, you're bound to see different types of wildlife. So right now, for example, we're starting to see a ton of common murres, which look like this. They're little kind of football-sized birds that look like penguins, even though they're not related. And they come to Yaquina Head in the tens of thousands to mate and lay an egg and raise a chick on the offshore rocks. So right now we're starting to see those birds gather in mass and just blanket the tops of the rocks shoulder to shoulder. And while that happens, it's very noisy, it's a little bit stinky, but it's just really fun to watch them kind of engage with each other and see all of the action and commotion going on. But on kind of the calmer side of things, perhaps, or the less crowded side of things, we've also got our nesting pair of Peregrine Falcons who are currently incubating some eggs on the cliff face just behind the Interpretive Center, which is a really personal thing for a lot of visitors. We get a lot of regulars that come out here year after year just to sort of follow the Peregrine saga. And it is a pretty special thing to watch the fastest animal on planet Earth hatch and learn to walk and learn how to fly. It's very, very heartwarming to get to witness that too. And just like many other sites along the Oregon coast, as I'm sure you know, there are amazing whale watching opportunities at Yaquina Head here. You can see the little whale mural behind me here. We are starting to see a lot of those migrating gray whales, as well as those 6-month semi-residents that like to spend their summers right here on the coast. And because Yaquina Head juts a mile out into the ocean from the rest of the coastline, those whales just come in right past the tip of it. And you get to kind of look over the railing and see them right below you. I don't know if you can see from this picture, but we've got a couple of visitors here in the foreground with a spouting whale just beyond them in the water. So you can get close enough to see the barnacles on their backs and to smell their breath as they spout, which again is not the best smell in the world, but a really, really amazing opportunity too. So again, I think Earth Day really reminds us to enjoy everything that nature has to offer, but it also reminds us, as so many of us have talked about here today, that we all have a responsibility to play our part in protecting it. And Yaquina Head provides opportunities for that too. We have a lot of volunteers who come out and help out at the park, and they do things like pulling hundreds of pounds of invasive weeds by hand, or picking up trash on the beach, or engaging the visitors, and helping them have the best experience that they can. So we're very thankful for our volunteers here. And we also invite the public to help out and give back to the park too. So every year, Yaquina Head is a host site for National Public Lands Day, in which we invite the general public to come out and take part in a few different service projects that we have going on around the park. Here's a little picture of one from last year where we were pulling weeds out of the garden, which was a really fun time. And I think that's really important, to provide people with an opportunity to give back to something that has hopefully given a lot to them. So I think that's a really important piece of the puzzle. Again, something that we've all kind of discussed today. But I could go on and on and on. That's really the tip of the iceberg of everything going on here at Yaquina Head. But I encourage you all, if you've never been here before, to come, later on and kind of experience that love for yourself and see what it is about Yaquina Head that really connects with you personally and helps you enjoy the natural world that we all live around. But until then, Martin, thanks for putting this together, and thanks for having me, everybody. Have a great Earth Day.
Yeah, thanks very much, Stacy. That was a wonderful presentation. I just really enjoyed it. Yeah, Yaquina Head, it's quite the ecological gem.